Hello everybody and welcome back to Project Storm. I'm Storm and today I thought it's due time, especially with such a good creator on the up and coming. NanoDude05 is starting to become way more active. Please go and check out his content. I'm going to post a link down in the description and I'll go over more about what he does on his channel after I'm done with this video. But it is due time to finally reveal the splitter engine. Now, it is indeed my favorite engine, and the only reason I was trying to keep it away from people for now is because it is by no means perfect. It is not consistent, and you'll see exactly what I mean soon, but the problem is consistency, and I don't want to give out bad product. Now, I do want to go over, I did not create the main glitch that is used, the hinge orientation, but I did change the style that it is made. I changed many settings to make it much more reliable, and I changed I guess I'll call them phalanges, you'll know what I mean soon. I changed pretty much everything there is about the engine except for what generates the force. Now we're gonna have to go over some fundamentals on Trailmaker's physics, and I will say this tutorial is gonna be one of the more advanced tutorials that I have ever had. So, if you're gonna stick with me, know that it's gonna be a pretty hard one to stick with, okay? So, I'm relying on those big brain creators out there to follow along and be awesome people. Hopefully, I keep this video nice and short, but I'm guessing it's gonna be a 20 to 25 minute video, maybe more. So, let's get to it. Let's go over the main engine type first. Okay, this is what you're doing, right? Let's just make basically a T, okay. The first one I'm going to be showing you, the glitch I mean, is called Squeeze the Air glitch. This is the most generic and well known of the glitches, but the one I use, I call it Splitter Engine because of the way it's oriented, and well, it is the most consistent that anyone has ever made. So, what you do is you have a sort of T of sorts, you know, just put a T, and it doesn't matter what orientation, you can make this T as long as you want, or as wide as you want, but just know that wideness or length will actually have results on how fast you go and what area you will be pitching or yawing in. So you're gonna basically pick your inconsistency. Do you want to do pitching or do you want to do yawing? So I'm gonna show you the first ever, I guess, design that was made by the original creator. I'm so sorry, I do not know who it is. Like, that is just something I really don't know. I found this off of, my friend showed me the original glitch. I think it was Slaz Snipes, or Slap Spines as he's called in Trailmakers. And I was just fascinated. It was an incredible glitch that really made me think. So, what you're gonna do, actually, yeah, I'm gonna use the 2x4s. What you're gonna do is you're gonna place 2x4s, or this is the block that works the best for this orientation. You could do it like this, like 2x2, or later on, you could even do this, add an extra face so that you get more hinge growth. Okay, so this is what you're doing, right? You take hinges and face them oriented like this to the side. What you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna push this block out like this, make a curved line like that, and it's gonna go out, okay? So what you do to do this is, for this hinge, it would be easy, right? Space, let's just put it on space, leave all this alone for now, and it's gonna be green because you want it to go this way. So follow the arrows, and now you're gonna do something that you would think Trailmaker's physics wouldn't allow and would be very annoyed with, right? Boom, boom, boom. Now you have 4 connection points all trying to go this way. But wait, there's more. Flip it like this so that the arrow, the green arrow, is facing this way, so it's pushing out, and there. That is the general gist of what you're gonna be doing. You are putting weld groups that are attached to each other, and then splitting them. What this will do, because I should actually do a test for you soon, hinges and servos. There's like a general, I guess, rule almost. There is a whole thing. It's been tested. It's been thought of, and there is almost like a tier list of forces in this game. So, you know, you may think helicopter stabilization is the biggest force you can have. Oh my lord, how wrong you are. It is it is so light compared to what this generates. Let me put a seed on this so you can actually see what this is doing. I press space, and this is the wrong way. We don't talk about that. Okay, cool. So, as you'll see here, that's already generating a stupid amount of force, right? The funny thing is, we haven't even attached the part that generates the force linearly. Okay, let me strap this down, because there's something fundamental about this glitch that you need to understand. When I turn this on, look at this very carefully. You can pause it if you want. We are splitting the head of the hinge from the base, right? So look at this side, it looks like that. Then look at this side, it looks like that. They are not the same. This will not be good for flight. This is going to create some crazy inconsistencies in flight. This would create yawing to the right, I believe. No, it will create yawing to the left, because this one is a little bit further out, which means it'll generate less force. Okay, so that's why I didn't want to share this glitch. This glitch is so hard to perfect. It's looking like it's impossible. I've been working on it for like a year now. But this glitch is so inconsistent that even NanoDude05 calls it cringe. And I don't know how to feel about that. I'm very sad, of course. But I'll spawn it in again, try it again. Inconsistency. I'll spawn it in again, try it again. Inconsistency. You will never, well, you can try your best, but you'll never get a truly consistent launch with this thing, and that's what we call them. So when I was doing my 1K special, remember how I said, wait, I have to get a good launch? That's exactly why. Such an annoying factor. Okay, so now that you get the gist of what's going on here, hopefully, now we're gonna have to add the phalanges, because I'm not trying to make this like tutorial like 5 hours long. Okay, so it does kind of matter what you use to make the phalanges, but basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna place these pieces right here, these flat connectors connecting on the flats, and then place an aerodynamic block, like a tail fin. That's the one I strongly recommend. Tail fin. You see this? What do you think this is gonna do? Copy it over. This is squeeze the air engine. Remember, this is not the splitter engine. We're gonna launch this, press space, and boom, you have flight. I can't explain to you why that works. NanoDude has a general idea. I think it's vibration, because you'll hear how it sounds. It is the prettiest sound I've heard in a while. Let me listen. That is my favorite sound in the game. That beats out the UFO engine in my mind. Okay. So this is a very basic squeeze the air engine like design. This is just so I can show you what's going on, right? Okay, now I'm gonna pull out something where it was actually built by me and sustained and perfected. So I'm gonna skip to when I find that in my 1000 blueprints. Okay, and here we go. I found it. It is fully no dragged, and it has trim as well. Let's turn that off. Okay, so I know you can't see it well. Boom. Okay. It's been a while, okay? So, I have some good aerodynamics in the front, some good aerodynamics everywhere. Okay, so I have these for trim, these little pieces for trim, and I have what is called a 2x, I'll just call it a, how would I classify this? I'll call it a 12 hinge engine. So you can say like V8, V12, something like that, but you'll get up to the V36s real fast. I have 12 hinges in each phalange, I guess. And these are what I call the phalanges. This one is a little bit more tuned. Have another phalange here. And then I have my tail for actually just being a tail. And then this is my pitch. Very interesting. And this is my pitch. So this is pitch. This is roll here. And then this is the engine. This is a very old build. Very, very old. This is probably 2 years old, 1 year old, something like that. So I'm gonna take off now. It is hold, and yeah, it's instantaneous sonic boom. I probably should have said that. This thing will get you up to insane speeds, but that is the fast method. This is a fast method. This makes you go fast, really fast, but you see there the inconsistency. Watch this, I'm gonna move straight. I'm only pressing space. You'll see major jittering and yawing to the left. So what do? I place my trim so I can constantly hold down this button. But now when I trim, I have rolling to the left. It's just an all-around sad way to, oh god. Yeah, so with this engine, you cannot in-air respawn. The hinges will break. So I guess that gives you the capabilities of this engine. It has a lot of potential. It is extremely powerful, but you'll also see that the phalanges there, okay, that's a perfect launch. That is what we call a perfect launch. You'll have jittering to the side, from side to side, but it is flying pretty much straight. This is about as perfect as we can get. You'll see that when I hold, yeah, it's an interesting design, interesting engine, but it will make me go incredibly fast. This is not the fastest I've gone, but this is the fastest I've gone with this engine. I have seen someone go 2,000 instantaneously. I don't know. But this engine, surprisingly, will always have a speed limiter. I haven't touched this thing in a year, so I'm going to see if I can make it any better in terms of speed, since it is already pretty much as stable as it can get with that max speed. Now, you're going to realize very soon that you will have to make a trade-off. You can either trade off speed for consistency and controllability, or you can trade controllability and consistency for speed. My FPS just dropped to 70. Oh! I might be able to make this faster. 1 second. I'll cut this out if it's not faster, so if you don't see any clips after this of me flying faster, then you know that I didn't fly faster. Let's test it out. Okay, interesting. So, I just found something interesting. I'll cut out that building process that I had. It wasn't that long. But if you turn the angle all the way up to 90, then you will have some really fast acceleration, but you'll trade off that, well, you know, that controllability. As you see, that is 2 launches in a row where I get a decent launch. Let's do it one more time. This is the setting I use for my Skyfish alien tech that uses a splitter engine. And yeah, that's pretty consistent. So, take note of this. 50 angle will give you more consistency, even on a faster build. It'll just give you better consistency, I guess. It will lower your acceleration. So we'll go from this speed to, well, I am breaking the sound barrier in, what, 1 second? But still, that's not fast enough. In these times, that is not fast enough. People are getting better and better every day at this game. Oh, that's the first time I got a subsonic launch. So yeah, this thing will have fluctuating top speeds. But as you see here, this thing is flying real straight because it's subsonic. As I said, you will find and come to a point where you trade off speed for consistency and controllability. Look at this thing. This is flying so nice. I'm not gonna do this. You know my luck with Ring of Fires. I always hit them too. I practice for hitting Ring of Fires, and I never can. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's go around. We'll try it here. Watch this. I'm gonna fail. Okay, I literally missed. Okay, we're just gonna turn off the engine. Oh my lord, I missed again. How do I practice for this and still miss? Skill issue. Skill issue. Definitely. It's definitely a skill issue. Let's go! I made it. Okay, anyways. That's just a blooper. So, you will come to a point where you trade off speed for controllability, or you trade controllability for speed. And I understand both sides. But for those heavyweight dogfighters that I needed to create, I needed to trade off speed for controllability, because there is one more thing that dictates speed. And that is the hinge count. I'm not gonna go over how it does, but trust me, the hinge count makes you faster. Actually, you know what? I have a build for that. Let me save this to recents. Save as. So if you put that speed at 2 and you put that, what's it called, angle at 90, you will have pretty much instant acceleration. But if you put that angle at 50, which is what I usually use, 50 to 52, you will get that lower acceleration but a lot more controllability. And I honestly like that more. You'll get that sustained, either way, no matter what. You will get sustained top speed on turns, no matter what. That's why I love that engine so much. Let me find this one thingy. I'll be back. Oh, look, it's right there. I don't even have to cut. All right, here we go. How long are we in? 18 minutes in? Crap. Okay, left shift. Boom. Oh, wait, no. That's that. Okay, so I'm going to move up now. Wow, that's trash. We don't talk about it. Okay, there we go. Oh, my lord. I'm cutting all this out. Ow! Which way am I facing? Okay, I'm facing that way. Okay, so this is... Don't worry, this isn't my top speed. That's really bad. Wow. 1 second. Let me find a better launch. That's much better. Okay, so now that's not even top speed. Full throttle. There we go, instant sound barrier break. This one is one that I made with throttle systems. Throttle systems are much easier to make with this type of glitch. And honestly, with all of these, you should be able to take off from the water. Honestly, it's just better. Oh no. Okay, wow. Okay, so yeah, that's full throttle. 1000. It's not my best, but this is the splitter engine variant of what you saw before. This is the orientation that I use all the time. I rather pitching than yawing. I don't know about all of you, but I'd rather have pitching up or pitching down than yawing from side to side or rolling. So all I did was change the orientation. I put it from top to bottom, and then I made my own phalange design. So as you can see here, I am running, how many is that? 4, 8, 16. That is 16 of those hinges on each phalange on each engine subtype. So I got that V16, you know what I mean. I got some decent pitch right here, and ow. And it's just regular roll, you know, all of the things. But this is also an old build. So now I'll get to the splitter engine. I'm not gonna make anything new for this because I really need to get along with this whole thing, but I'll go over how it works. Let me find a build that's very easy to go over and teach the class with. Oh, well, would you look at that? Hello. So this is the Tempest from the 1K special, and as I said, this will be the start of my more advanced tutorials. I will be showing you pretty much all the glitches I use to master this game. Okay, first thing to take note of, there are actually 4 engines on this thing. There's one right here, and then I have a connection for right here, and then the second set, one right here, and the other right there. Very simple, and then I have them connected at the engine, right? I have the phalange here, and then I also have that connected as the 2. So this gives me really good control. Like, really good control. This gives me the most consistent launches I've ever had. Like, I'll launch it right now. Easy. Boom. And then when I need pitching, I just have my little, I have my trim right there on the sides. What makes me look like a trident. And then, boom. I'm perfectly stable. This is a very slow launch, but as you can imagine, I had to trade it off. To be able to attack people like Nano. Okay. So this is another thing that happens with my tail. When I'm using this engine, it does the wagging. Now, I don't know if you know this. This doesn't very well work with this one because the tail is actually extremely heavy. But when I do that wagging, that actually lets me move my center of mass. It was the first type of stealth drive I ever had. That tail in the very back is waving up and down so much that you can't hit my center of mass. By the way, I should probably point this out. I'm gonna do something real quick where I jump out. Look at that. That is another thing I use a lot. It is called, well, I call it the tail whip disruptor. But basically, my tail will start to segment and will like just split apart. It's a whole thing. I'll get into a video because that's a video in itself. But now we gotta go over phalange design, and that should be it for this video. Phalanges. Okay, I call them phalanges because it's, well, that means fingers for all of you who aren't med students. But it is, and it's just a fun little thing to call them. Okay, so let's just go over what this would look like, right? Let's make the little thingy, right? Bam, 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 bam. Okay, let's make it 2, bam, boom. Okay, now let's just have regular little thing right there. And usually, this is what I showed you before, but what I would do here is I would do this. This is the design, like this is just the design for the squeezy air engine. I'm gonna go over what makes mine different. I flip it on an axis, that's nothing in itself. I copy it over, boom, boom. Usually 2 blocks, maybe 4. The wider out you copy it, the more control you'll have. I've noticed. It'll just be more stable for some reason. But also, the wider out you copy it, the better your phalanges will do. And I'll go over what the phalanges do. The phalanges, I'll just say it's vibration. I'm completely wrong, so don't copy that. But what I think it is vibration. Nano Dude knows exactly what it is. I'll probably have him on a video soon, hopefully, if he wants to make a video with me. And we'll go over some of the stuff that makes these creations interesting. Let me set up these controls real quick. Okay, here we have our engine. I just set up the hinges. Now I'm gonna go over hinge and what you should have on the controls. So what I usually like to do, you could do the whole like, oh, press space and hold for throttle, but no, I wouldn't really like that. If you want to do that, then set the angle to 90, set the speed to 2, steering help 0. That's what you would do. And then, if you want a throttle system, for my classy ones out there, like I love to do, set this left shift to, well, set your like throttle up to whatever you want. I set it to left shift. Set your throttle down to whatever you want. I use left control. Put on hold position, put on speed 0.0 or well 0.1 or 0.05 or 0.2 is fast. I would say 0.1, no steering help, and then put that angle to 90, or you could put that angle to 50 or 52 for those people who want controllability. I have heard that 60 works as well. I tried it. It works well, but it provides a little bit more speed, but at the risk of a little bit more inconsistency. You can choose whatever you want. Now, no steering help, I'm gonna use angle 50, and then we get to phalanges. So, this is what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna place our flat connectors. I really do suggest flat connectors because they have no aerodynamic hitbox. So, they'll provide no downside if you put these on. Okay, so we're doing a 2. Let's make that a 4. So, phalanges are very interesting. Actually, I'll do that later. Phalanges are very interesting. Now, let's say you use the regular generic, simple tail fin. Boom. Right? Okay. Whichever face or axis this tail fin is parallel to, so X, Y, or Z, then what that will do is it will provide a sort of compounding force on that section. So, let me explain what I mean. Let's say this. Okay, this would provide almost no force in any direction because there's no surface area. But, let's say if you do this. This is so hard to explain. Let's say if you do my generic design that I always love to do. Okay, if you do that, now there will be a lot more force going in that plane, that whole plane right here, this x-axis. There will be so much force. It won't move you. Theoretically, it could. If there's an imbalance here, then it will move you in the direction where the imbalance is forcing it to go. But if you do this, let's say you have stabilization. So helicopter stabilization, this is where it's most known for. So if you try and stabilize something like this and use a huge phalange placement, like let's move this forward. Well, let's just do it with this. If you use this phalange placement and you use auto stabilization helicopter engines at 10 speed, the max you can go, this will actually make your helicopter engines turn you like if they're at 2 or 1 speed. Maybe 5 if you're lucky. If you do this, maybe they'll spin closer to 6 or 7. Do this, they'll spin closer to 10. So it's really just compounding force. It's almost like its own form of stabilization. Think of it like steering help, but for turning an axis. It's very weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I hope I did a good job, and I hope you understood. Now, let's go to my usual phalange placement and what I usually do. Well, not yet, actually. Then I place 2 wings, usually. I place wings going in and out. So, like, I do something like this. Place a wedge 4x1 here. Then I place a 3x1, boom, to hold these wings and make them aerodynamic. And then I do the same thing, but I flip it like this. Okay, and that's what I usually do. So what this is doing is it is giving me major compounding force on the y-axis. So for pitch, it'll make me turn slower but more like consistent, more it'll make me turn nice and, I guess, subtly. I don't know how to explain it. It won't be aggressive turning. Like, I won't just start flipping in the air. This will help me stabilize out a little bit more. And then these will help me stay, like, I guess, straight. They'll help me stay straight. They won't let me turn or roll as much. They won't create yawing because that's not the orientation that the engine is in. So if you do it in this orientation, the engine will never have yawing. Like, it'll never pitch from side to side. But if you have it in this orientation, it will never have pitching up or down. So, interesting. It's just a choice, preference choice. But I'd rather have pitching because it's much easier to add trim for that. And then you copy the phalange over. And that is how I make my phalanges. Such an interesting name. I know, people are laughing at me in the comments. Please don't. And that's literally it. I could strap a seat to this right now and hopefully it'll work. Let's try it out. We're just gonna go full no aerodynamics. I don't even have any control surfaces. I don't know what I'm doing. And we lift off. Bam! Okay. Well, that's tragic. This is red. Ah, there it is. There it is. That's pushing this inward. Because red is left shift. This needs to be pushing it outward. So we're gonna flip these two. Bam. Now it should fly straight. Or it should pitch up. Wow, that's really slow. Wait a minute. Yeah! Let's go. I love that. It's so slow. Let me make it a bit faster. So aerodynamics do matter a lot in this engine. Don't underestimate them. As you saw, I just went like, what, 80? I'm not going much better. Oh, I see what, oh my lord. I forgot the other axis. 1 second. If this works, I'm the stupidest person alive. I'm literally making a tutorial and I don't even know what I'm talking about. It's crazy. Yeah, look at that. Oh my lord. I'm such a goofy goober. There, look. Oh my god. Okay, so as you know, I said 50 will make you move at a very slow speed, but it'll give you that consistency. And these things take a while to tune, okay? Don't try and tune them instantaneously. It's gonna take a while. Let's just make that angle 90. Why not? And there we go. Make that angle 90, you'll go much faster. No drag it, you'll go 1000, no doubt. Fully no drag, these things are monsters. But it's pretty much instantaneous, like, control. Like, look, I'll throttle down, boom, goes to my throttle. Throttle up, goes to my throttle. Throttle full, goes to my throttle. It's very simple to make these throttle systems, and it's pretty advanced, but it's also pretty simple to make one of these engines. So please give it a try. And if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and comment what you want to see me do next. I'm sorry I took so long getting to this, but I really didn't want to give you guys anything that was faulty. As you see, it's faulty. And I'm under the map. That's a way to get under the map, by the way. So, yeah, just, you know, be awesome people. Keep sharing your light. Be amazing. Just be good. Just be good, guys. That's all there is to this life. Gotta be good. Get into the next one, you know? Alright, so, yeah, that's basically my tutorial for Squeeze the Air and Splitter engines. I hope it helped, I hope you learned, and I hope you'll use them in the future. Yeah, this one goes nice and fast, and just, yeah, be awesome people, be amazing, be cool, be great. Enjoy your lives while you have them, go hug your parents, and remember, we're all trailmakers, so keep on creating. Peace.